From a pedestrian-only suspension bridge that you probably wouldn't want to go on if you're scared of heights, to bridges that look like scary roller coasters, we take a look at 10 of the scariest bridges in the world. Number 10. KUANDINSKY Bridge, Kuanda, Russia. Russia's KUANDINSKY Bridge is dangerous for a number of reasons. First of all, it's been 30 years since this wooden bridge has seen any repairs. And trust me, there's some damage. There are no guardrails and it's super narrow. So if you're not an expert driver, there's hardly any room for error, especially during icy or snowy weather. The bridge has been closed to the public, but this just makes it an even more exciting target for daredevils who aren't afraid to risk their lives on this scary crossing. Any driver who is foolish enough to attempt to cross is advised to drive with their windows open so the wind doesn't knock your vehicle into the icy waters of the River Vitim below. Number 9. The Vine Bridges of Aya Valley, Japan. West Aya Valley is one of Japan's 3 hidden valleys, and in a remote part of a hidden valley, there are a series of vine bridges. It's a mystery who created the vine bridges, but they've been there for hundreds of years, possibly as far back as the 1100s, according to Atlas Obscura. Some historians believe that the valley was home to as many as 13 vine bridges, and they were originally created by taking wisteria vines and weaving them together with thin wooden planks, leaving between 8 and 12 inches between each step. Of the original 13, only 3 vine bridges remain, and it takes the work of local artisans to keep them there. At first glance, they appear to be just the authentic, real vine bridges that were originally created, but modifications have been done to reinforce them with steel cables. In addition, they're actually rebuilt every 3 years, and instead of an 8 to 12 inch step, they're now spaced every 7 inches. Number 8. Glass Skywalk, Tianminshan National Forest Park, China. The Glass Skywalk at China's Tianmen Mountain in Zhangjiajie National Park is the world's longest glass-bottom bridge. It spans between 2 cliffs that are 1,410 feet apart and is over a 984-foot vertical drop. It was designed by Israeli architect Chaim Dotan and completed on December 3, 2015. The park itself has already been an attraction because of its spectacular rock formations. Most notably Southern Sky Column, a formation that reaches 3,544 feet tall. This particular rock formation was the inspiration of the fictional world of Pandora in the blockbuster film Avatar from James Cameron. Number 7. ESHIMA OHASHI Bridge, Japan. This concrete road bridge spans a mile across Lake Nakaumi in Japan, connecting the cities of Sakaiminato and Matsui. You might think, is this a bridge or a roller coaster? The reason for the thrill ride look, according to the Daily Mail, is the fact that the bridge actually rises so ships can pass underneath. In photos from certain angles, it looks like this bridge actually has a 45-degree angle, but in reality, its steepest gradient is 6.1%. Number 6. Suspension Glass Bridge, China. If you enjoy the feeling of floating above a valley, then Shenizhui National Geological Park in Pingzhong County in southern China's Hunan province is just right for you. This glass suspension bridge opened in September of 2015. It's almost 1,000 feet long and is suspended almost 600 feet above the floor of the valley. Number 5. LONGJIANG Suspension Bridge, China. The newly opened suspension bridge over the Longjiang River in Baoshan City in China appears, well, quite terrifying. It's suspended 920 feet over the river valley below, which actually makes it the longest suspension bridge between 2 mountains on the continent of Asia, according to People's Daily Online. With the city of Baoshan on one end and Tengchong on the other, the central span measures 3,924 feet, which is just slightly shorter than the Golden Gate Bridge in San Francisco. Number 4. TITLIS Cliff Walk, Engelberg, Switzerland. If heights are not exactly your thing, you might want to pass on the TITLIS Cliff Walk. Located in the Swiss Alps, this cliff walk takes you 1,500 feet above a glacier. It's not uncommon for pedestrians to get vertigo on the walkway in Mount TITLIS. That doesn't sound terrifying or anything. Reigning as Europe's highest suspension bridge at 9,000 feet above sea level, this attraction opened in 2012 during a huge snowstorm. In the words of its official website, you'll need, quote, nerves as strong as the steel cables from which it hangs, end quote, to cross this bridge. According to attraction officials, the safety of bridge visitors is guaranteed. Peter Reinley, media representative for the TITLIS Engelberg Resort, told CNN, quote, it is 100% safe and impossible to fall from the bridge. Number 3. Aiguilles du Midi, Rhône-Alpes, France. Along the Mont Blanc Massif in the French Alps, Aiguilles du Midi is perched atop a 12,602-foot-high peak. From here, you can get one of the most breathtaking views in the world. To get to this attraction, you need to start at the French resort town of Chamonix and take a cable car all the way to the peak. From there, you can see the Italian, Swiss, and French Alps. For those who are not faint of heart, there is actually a footbridge that spans across 2 spires. It's not a very long bridge, but the sky-high view is quite breathtaking. Number 2. The Confederation Bridge, Canada. One of the top engineering achievements of the 20th century in Canada, the Confederation Bridge is not exactly a high-altitude thrill, but the fact that it's 8 miles long and stretches over ice-cold water gives it quite a fright factor. According to its official website, this bridge is the longest one in the world that crosses ice-covered water. It links the Canadian provinces of New Brunswick and Prince Edward Island, and took 5,000 workers 4 years to complete. At a cost of $1 billion, it was finally opened to traffic in 1997. Number 1. The TRIFT Bridge, Gadmen, Switzerland. 20,000 visitors per year travel to Switzerland to see the TRIFT Glacier. The way to get there? The longest pedestrian-only suspension bridge in the Alps. It spans the width of Lake Triftsee and was originally modeled after Nepalese 3-rope bridges, according to myswitzerland.com. The original, quote, structure was replaced in 2009 to be more accessible and, of course, safer. A freight gondola was actually converted to a gondola train and now takes passengers up to the bridge, where you can get unforgettable views of both the lake and the glacier.